JP's.
JP's.
Welcome to JP's TV.
JP's TV, believe it or don't.
Always in a good mood, hear me and believe. Hold on for a second, dog. I got a sample for you. Take two, hit my phone back. Man, do what you do. So she's telling me I should get the.
Thank you very much, Kiki in the chat. I didn't know that I was on mute. Thank you very much, because I was talking like a motherfucker, and I didn't even know. But thank you, very supportive. I really appreciate that. See, not all women, but most. Some of them will help you out. You know, some of them will help me out. While I'm in the midst of rolling this J. Welcome to JPTV, believe it or don't. This platform, as you know, is to unite all races under righteousness. Okay? We're uniting all under the umbrella of righteousness. Okay? There's no there's no straddling the fence. You can't say, oh yeah, I do or I don't. You're either yay or nay. Okay? It is Mother's Day today. And I wanted to see if, well, I'm gonna get, some of the fellas out there. I have the fellas with me today. I had a couple of females come. I guess they all busy, with their significant other, Maybe they busy or something, okay? But I'm gonna go ahead and play something for you real quick, Jack. And just in case you are lost and you don't know where to go, you don't know who to believe. If you need to have somebody believe in, why not believe in me? Believe in me. You gotta believe something. I'll tell you why, because I'm gonna show you the way to go. So you know who you should believe in? Why not believe in me? Yes, indeed. I had to rock out with you one time. I had to rock out with you one time. Let me play this clip for you, okay? Because this clip is very special on how this guy spent his time with his baby mother. Okay, this is how he surprised her, and he got surprised his damn self. Check this out.
New video tonight of a man as he breaks someone's home in Escambia County, Florida. This was just minutes before a woman inside shot and killed him. Cody Long tells us why the woman who pulled the trigger is not being charged.
The Escambia County Sheriff's Office is investigating this as a stand your ground case. The sheriff says the woman was protecting herself and her family. Take a look at this video from the front porch. You can see the man kicking the front door on James Taylor Lane and screaming at those who are inside. Then the 54-year-old man goes back to kicking in the door. After a few tries, he gets in. The sheriff said once inside, he armed himself with a knife. and threatened to harm his children's mother. A woman in a bedroom said she was in fear for her life and shot the man in the head. He died on scene. The man had an active domestic violence injunction filed on him, and the sheriff says when this all happened, the man was on his way to an anger management class. Reporting in Pensacola, Cody Long, WKRG News 5.
There you go, that anger again. That anger, it always seems to pop up, right? That anger always seems to just pop up. Well, as you can see, if we don't deal with it or overcome that anger, we will go through stuff like that too. Did you see that? He went over there. He went over there and crushed the door just to get in there. I don't know what he was fighting for. I don't know what he was arguing with her for, but he went and kicked the door down. And as you can see, doing stuff like that, a grown man doing stuff like that, you already know who he got his lessons from. His mama. Okay? So with that, since we're on mamas right now, is it, because I'm confused, is it Mama's Day, you know, your biological mother, or is it baby mama's day? I think they get it confused sometimes. I really do. I think they get it confused. You know, the internet is popping now with different people having this for their mom and having that for their girl and stuff like that. And the nope. Look, she's talking about some JP gives it. No, it's not. Y'all have look, in addition to that, y'all have Women's Month. Y'all have and Mother's Day. Y'all get a lot. And y'all cry when y'all don't have things. You see how much we gotta go through? I'm just letting you see the point. You see how much we gotta go through? We gotta figure this all out. And once we get to figure it out, it's something else that we gotta figure out, right? All right, let me bring my panel in. Got some great people with us today. How was your Mother's Day, Joe? How did you spend it?
Well, so we don't have any kids. So I called my mom, wish her a happy Mother's Day. She had a good one. She was super stoked that I called her up. So that was the extent of it. And then I just been wishing random people happy Mother's Day, just in case they have a kid. If they don't have a kid, they kind of say they don't. I don't care. I wish them anyways.
What gets me is that when you do for the woman, the next day she forgets. And she goes right back to how she acted before it was Mother's Day. She goes right back. So what is my present going to do? What do I have to give that she gonna be? Oh, you know what? He all right. You know what? He's all right. It's never like that. It's always, oh, thank you. Next day, you back in hell.
So it's always going to be a daily fight. Never going to be you win points for the next 6 months, 8 months. You have to go for today. Now, if you didn't get a gift today, if you didn't say anything today, that would have been bad. You would have had to deal with that. You didn't have to deal with it today. That's not going to get you any points for tomorrow or the next day. Never has. And I think that's what the battle that men have been fighting probably since forever. You're never going to win. It's a perpetual fight, just always going to happen. So if you can stay on top of it day to day, your stress levels will be lower. You'll be happier. Everyone will be happier. It's just a game you got to play. It's like working for corporate or whatever, right? As soon as you finish one of the TPS reports, another one shows up on your desk. The better you are at your job, the more work they give you.
Yeah, it's like, the better you are at the job, the more work they give you. They're supposed to take the work away from you.
Yeah.
But they give you
that's where they sell you on that, and then they bait and switch you with, now we're going to give you more work so that you can pull up the slack for all these people that get off early and don't do anything or whatever, right? You're better at it, you get more work.
Yeah.
Being at home.
Well, let me bring my other guy in. I want to hear from King real quick to see how he feels about King. Is it Mother's Day or Baby Mother's Day?
What's up, Pete? Could you hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear, baby.
All right. What's up with you, Joe? How you feeling, big guy?
All right, man. Good to see you again. Been a minute.
All right. Well, Mother's Day. You know what I'm saying? I definitely think they both should be distinguished, and separated. Baby mamas, you just don't get a day. You know what I'm saying? The mother of my children, like I specifically call them the mother of my children. Like I find it disrespectful to be like my baby mamas. They'd probably smack me in my goddamn head if I say my baby mama. So no, like the mother of my children, yes, that Mother's Day. But I do have baby mamas. I got 7 kids and 5 of them, five mother of my children. So some of them are distinguished as baby mom, but you don't get that day. You don't get that. I'm sorry. Fuck no. Doesn't happen.
Y'all got the women have to remember they just had a whole month for women. An entire month for women. I mean, that was Mother's Day in itself right there. You got all the stuff that you could get right now that you got today that you got for that whole month. All the baby mamas out there, y'all know he be tripping because your friends got a gift and some extra chocolate and your ass ain't get nothing. Don't be bitter. Don't be bitter. Find out.
Yeah, don't be bitter because that same chick is getting nothing next year probably. It's just the way it works.
There you go.
See, the women have to check themselves because they don't know how to operate the men. If they want love and all this stuff, well, you have to the man has to know that you are down with him before he can even show you some love. Mm-hmm. You have to show the man that, okay, oh damn, she do fuck with me. Then you'll get all that. If you don't do nothing, it's gonna be a long game to play, Jack.
And you got to think too. On that note, if it is a man that's giving her all of that, but that she didn't earn it, she probably doesn't want to be with that man eventually, right? You want a man who's genuine, who's gonna give you what you get because you deserve it, just like what you were saying, right? You got to prove that that's the man you want to be with. You got to earn it. You don't just get everything for free. And if that's that guy that you're with, that ain't going to be good for anybody.
Yeah, because I show him tough. I don't bend easily. You know what I'm saying? I let you know what's going on, and sometimes I won't let you know. I had you figure the shit out because they know where they go wrong. And guys, to all the fellas out there, you got to remember, women have options, okay? Not all, but most. That's why they sleep with their phone, and every time you around them, they got the screen down instead of the screen face up. They always got options, man. Okay,
damn.
Yeah, they put the screen down. You know what I'm saying? Like a guy don't peep. What the fuck they do?
We just don't give a fuck, right? We just don't give a fuck. But you right.
That's gonna open up some other stuff.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay. You put it down.
Yeah.
Oh, I know what's going on now. I don't need to think.
I don't need
to wonder.
Right.
I know
what's looking. You gonna find. That's real. You go look and you gonna find something.
And I ain't trying to look.
I ain't trying to look.
Hey, man, he made that mistake.
I ain't trying to look. Hey, okay, we got another guest in the house. This guy right here, man, let me tell you, the great. I mean, this guy, man, he's knocking debates down left and right. Excuse me. The information that he gives is undeniable truth. But only when it comes to how racism don't exist. He get a little hung up on that. But he is still the great Kufu. In the motherfucking building, man. So we're talking about Mother's Day. How did you spend it? Is it Mother's Day or is it Baby Mom's Day? What you think?
Or
you think both of them deserve it on that day?
I mean, some deserve to have a Mother's Day, some don't deserve to have a Mother's Day. I mean,
What would make them have a Mother's Day? What would make you say, okay, I'm gonna do it for her?
I mean, if you're taking care of your kids and your responsibilities, I mean, you deserve a Mother's Day. That's just about it.
P, are you supposed to necessarily like give gifts? Because I just called them and be like, "Happy Mother's Day." Like I don't go out of my demeanor and go get gifts and stuff like that. So am I wrong for that?
Hell no.
Okay, all right, just being sure.
No. The farthest I go is a cook, and that shit ain't for you. It's for everybody. You know what I'm saying? So, but they should be thankful.
Be thankful.
Be thankful that a man cooked for you on that day. See, they always say they want the little things, but when we do the little things, they never remember. Well, they don't remember the little or the big things. So Kufu, how did you spend it today?
Oh, I was at a cookout. I was with King all day. Having a good ass cookout.
Yeah, we had a cookout today.
Yes, sir.
You don't see the cookout eyes? You know what I'm saying?
Eyes, huh?
Definitely both got those.
Okay, so the next question is we had I had the other guy come in, Austin. He white. He real white too.
He white.
And I wanted him to come in and explain to me because we're trying to hook him up with a sister. He wants to date a sister. So all my sisters out there.
Oh, he want to date a sister. Okay.
Yeah, he want to date a sister. So all the sisters out there, go check them out. It's your time to go grab a whitey. I know you always wanted to. You always wanted to try it out. You always wanted to try it out. Go ahead and try it out. It might be the best thing that ever happened to you. Okay. How many black people you didn't mess with? And guess what? Didn't work out.
Yeah,
so go ahead and try it with something else. That's okay. Don't worry about what anybody say. Just go ahead and do it, baby. Okay. So, would now hypothetically speaking, fellas, before we go there, I hear somebody taking out the laundry. They got the mommy of a laundry basket. Remember, you did the laundry basket and you push it around the pot. You know,
I'm gonna press mute. See if his mind might be downstairs. Hold on.
No, I don't hear nothing.
Yeah, I don't hear nothing. I don't hear nothing now. I think that was.
All right, I'm gonna stay muted till I'm ready to talk.
I got you. Let me roll this clip real quick because I wanted to pick up on last week's conversation about all whites are racist. I wanted to pick up on that, but the guy, hopefully he didn't run away from me today. He didn't run away from Joe because Smoking Joe was about to get him today. Joe was about to get him today.
You know why you made sure I'd be on today?
Yeah. I don't know what happened to him.
I just miss you guys, man. I was coming on anyway.
I know that's right, man. Everybody out there now, please go ahead and like, share this video, and also subscribe if you're not a subscriber yet. Go ahead and subscribe. We need all that. It helps the channel out. There's some good information that we have here. You can also check out our other videos. Oh man, smashing content. Okay, so this incident, before I go to what I was going to talk about, this incident right here happened in Washington, D.C., where most of us reside. I think all of us here on the panel reside in Washington, D.C. This is what's happening. And the crime is getting...
Hey, I just talked to John. You talk about John, right?
Yeah, the troublemaker.
Yeah, so he said he's driving, but he about to jump in from the phone, from the phone.
Tell him, come on in. All right, I'm about to share this screen with y'all right quick. This is what happened around... and we do have John coming in, ladies and gentlemen, so please put your seatbelts on, grab your drink, whatever your vice is, go ahead and get it now, because we're definitely going to have a great time. Okay, let's roll this soundbite. Now watch closely. Some of y'all probably know this nigga. Look like Will Smith a little bit. Hey, people, what's going on here? No sound for this, so this is actually, Look, I mean, what? Look. Oh, causing trouble. Nothing to do. Look, can he open the door? Look, can he open the door? Causing trouble. Look, I'm gonna go get my jump. Can't fight. He look.
Oh man.
Look. Man, if they say, if I knew this motherfucker and they say, yeah, we giving out 50 million, I've been like that. I know where he at.
You can tell he a goofy motherfucker. He got his drawers outside of his shirt. Yeah.
I know where he at. If the motherfuckers had any reward, anything like that, oh, he got to go. He got to go. So
I mean, that's a pretty clear shot of his face. I'd be willing to bet that they already found him.
Yeah.
I mean, the ID, the facial ID, and everything, his driver's license. They know. I mean, that they just linked that up.
Well, let he go back to the car though. Because the nigga said, "Man, put your hands up." Oh, put my hands up, huh? You want to put my hands up? You want to put my hands up? All right, hold on. Say, damn, you got your hands on you, man. Look.
Unlock.
Like, what was the point of this?
Look.
And who is that? Why was that dude involved over there in that Buick?
I know. He looks like he working that motherfucker by the gas station that he looked like he has on.
Oh, you sure that wasn't the guy that he had the altercation with? Maybe he already walked over to his car.
Oh yeah, maybe because he was out of the frame. Maybe that guy was to the right.
Yeah, probably already walked over to the car.
That makes sense.
That's crazy. And he running to it. He probably missed all of them too.
He's scared of confrontation.
Niggas don't even know how to shoot.
They don't
know how to shoot. What the fuck is that?
Look at his pants hanging down, man. Come on, man. It's got to be this new generation, man.
But just imagine that, yo. You out with the family, and you know what I'm saying. You just pumping some gas, and all of a sudden, just right by you, because bullets can ricochet. You know what I'm saying? They can hit you
at the gas station.
At the gas station.
Yeah. Not only that 9 mil will burn through a car. It'll burn all the way through a Buick. It'll come out the other side, and it'll hit somebody in some house over there. Like they burn right through houses. They burn through cars.
You shoot
if you're not aiming.
That was a good point. You shooting a gun at a gas station, not even aiming at like specifically somebody. Like you know,
I mean, move at the pace that dude was running. Even Delta Force, SEAL Team 6, they have a hard time hitting targets at that speed. So I don't think that dude hit what he was aiming at. I mean, he's probably not in Delta Force, I guess. I don't know.
Man.
Well, with the blacks like that, he hit everybody he wasn't supposed to hit. That's how they do it. When you're the person that needs to get it, the other people get it in the background, and then the one you're supposed to get, you just go on. Everybody else died though. Bad aiming. Hey, so fellas.
No aiming. That's probably the worst.
Yeah, right.
No aiming.
Zero aim.
So while we miss our friend today,
JP.
Yeah.
I think you're the whitest black person I know.
Oh, thank you.
let me tell you something about else. Okay, let me tell you something about this, right? Now, we wrapped up the baby mama thing, but let me know what you honestly think about this. Ladies out there, I need comments and everything. Don't be just sitting there and you ain't typing nothing. Fellas, I need you to input to it. Comments, likes, shares, all right? It really helps it out. I know you know it's true. You know, you see all that other stuff y'all be watching.
Rude. My dad used to take me everywhere I needed to go. Even when I was driving, he was still taking me where I needed to go. So that's what I expect of Jamal, just to basically be there for me as my protector, provider. And
Jamal, what are your expectations?
It's funny she says that because I feel like I do that already. I think the question I've actually got for Deborah is, what exactly do you bring to the table?
Are you joking?
Did I start?
That's rude. That is very rude. I don't like. Should he be asking me that? That's actually rude.
What you
That's
mean?
a very good question. What the hell do you bring to the goddamn table?
Tell me, what do the women bring to the table?
Like, you ask all this about us. Like, what do you bring?
What do
Like,
they bring?
if men was on the same tip as women, I mean, there would be no procreation.
I wish I knew that situation a little bit more, because I mean, JP, I know how you are. You believe that no women bring nothing to the table other than pussy. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, what does she? Does she bring something to the table? You know?
No, because
he said no.
Remember when they say, "Oh, they're strong women"? Okay, let's see how long that lasts. So what does strong represent, other than physically? But what is a strong woman? She ain't gonna stand there with you. She ain't gonna be loyal with only you. She gonna have options. Okay, it's about having options, and we gotta operate just like they gotta operate.
You're right. We all got options.
Got a point.
But what I wish I had a woman on here, because the women have to be honest. You are the vice president to whom I am the president. That's all you do. You assist. Okay? You assist. You're the vice president and I'm the president. The reason what's going on now is that the women are trying to be the president. They want to be the dominant in the relationship.
There you go. Talk to her. He get y'all.
First of all,
You can curse that on the phone too? Damn.
Can't hear.
Could y'all hear that clear?
Yeah. I couldn't hear nothing.
Y'all can't hear? Y'all can't hear?
Nah.
She was going though.
Let me see. Could y'all hear me now? Could y'all hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, we hear you.
All right, do mic check. Y'all can hear?
Barely.
mic check one.
What was your question?
I don't think it was a question. The long comment.
No, it's a long statement.
Oh.
So we submit to y'all. So y'all the president. But can y'all hear me?
Mm-hmm.
But we make sure your house is clean. We make sure some women take care of other men's kids. So we make sure y'all kids is good. And also ours, we cooking for your ass, washing your drawers. That
doesn't answer the question. That don't answer the question though. What do you bring to the table before all that happens?
Let's bring something to the table, because at the end of the day, men still choose trifling women that don't do nothing and sit on their ass. Am I telling the truth?
I mean, yeah. The same thing with
you got women that do have jobs. They're financially helping at the best they can, as much as they can, just like the male is. There's some women that's not. You can't say we're not bringing nothing to the table.
Same thing with guys.
It's just not financially. That's the only problem.
But see, here's the problem. Here's the table first, right? Before you have to get to the cake and the kids, the cooking and all that, you have to get there first. What do you bring before you sit down at that table and we break bread? What are you bringing for me to eat with you? Right.
I don't want to say my word, because what the hell y'all bringing to the table?
We bring a house, car, clothes, shoot. The same thing y'all look at it. Y'all
not bringing that to me. Y'all already got that.
So when most guys,
and that's what I'm saying. Y'all drive. Matter of fact, y'all baby fathers who drive y'all baby mothers with raggedy ass cars.
I don't shit. So
I'm not saying you.
When you look for a guy, right? When you look for a guy, what do you look for when you say, all right, when I want a guy to date? What do you look for? What do you
Someone
look for?
that will support me, not financially.
What do you look for?
Someone that will support me and have my back.
I mean, okay, right. So what if he doesn't have a job and he's not really doing nothing.
Nah,
But he's supporting you. He's supporting, and he got your back.
Hey, Kufu, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, so y'all you can talk now too. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, you need to be working.
Oh,
if
so
I'm working, you work.
He got to bring something to the table.
Yeah, you're right.
Right. So why can't we do the same thing for y'all? What do y'all bring to the table?
What did I say that wasn't?
See, I'm just saying it can't be no double standard. So when he asked that question, he's asking a very viable question. What do you bring to the table before you take care of my kids? Before you cook me my dinner? What do you bring to this table?
Soft penis at the end of the night and before you go to work.
I mean, I haven't spoken on it yet.
Yes,
that's what you're supposed to do as a woman. You're supposed to make sure that
the man. Yes, that's your job to be the breadwinner.
But that's what I'm saying though. We bring that to the table when we.
So how are we bringing that to the table?
When a man goes out to court, when a man goes out to date a woman, right? We already, in my opinion, we supposed to already have our shit together, right? A house, car, shit, anything we need to survive on our own, right?
That's quote unquote.
I mean,
that's the way most. That's what you should be thinking.
It's
have your own shit.
It's the stereotype.
Yeah, that's damn sure a stereotype.
Well, for me, the stereotype should be every man should have their own shit, as far as I'm concerned.
And
right?
I feel like every woman should have their own shit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So I feel like every woman should have their own
shit. So when I do ask that question,
thank you. Sign a prenup, like I said.
All the women out there
when that dude asked the question, he was asking a good question. Same thing like a female would ask or look at the dude and ask in her mind, what do you bring to the table? He's asking outward out of his mouth, well, what do you bring to the table? It's a simple question.
I think I think it should be certain people that say that, because you asking what you bring it to the table, and you don't have no job, you don't have no car, you don't have
You know
what I'm saying? Like say if I'm like some girls, they get cars in their names and stuff, and that's their choice. Shout out to the women who do it, but they get cars for their boyfriends and stuff like that, and you know they provide and stuff like that. But what about it should be the ones who do really bring something. I mean, have a job, and you don't gotta have a whole fancy job, but something to provide. If that's you saying that's your role, just as far as a woman. Like I feel like women, y'all should have your own.
And
don't
y'all need
depend
to lower
on
your damn
no man.
standards. I feel like women need to lower their damn standards. I feel like bitches out here probably looking more raggedy than me. And out here looking for a nigga, no, sis, stop.
And like,
no.
well, bring what you have to the table, like in a relationship. Have your own, so you don't have to depend on anybody. Because when he rolling out with the house, he can tell you to get out because he got the house in his name. You know what I'm saying? So you better think smart as a woman.
All right.
Sign that prenup.
Lady, sign that prenup. Okay. So now that we have someone in the building, we've all been waiting for. I mean, he is here. We thought he ran.
I know you don't.
From the white man. We thought he ran from the white man. But before we go there, because you know my show is stretched. This show is stretched out. There's a lot of stuff I gotta show you. Okay. Before I bring him in, I really want him to get somewhere safe. You know what I'm saying? So you can sit down. How many minutes do you have somewhere where you can park and chill? I'm gonna show this video real quick, and I'm gonna show this video real quick. I just don't want you to, you know.
Well, damn.
Can you hear me?
Oh,
yeah, I can get it.
All right, hold on. I'm pulled over at Greenbelt Metro Station.
All right, I'm gonna run this commercial then.
All right.
So, y'all know who that is. That's the old troublemaker right there. Okay. Now we're going to continue with part two of all white people are racist. We're going to clear that up because we got some young guns right here. I mean, we got Joe on here. He white, but he black. You know what I'm saying? He white, just like me. How I'm white on the inside and black on the outside. It's just like him. He black on the inside, but white on the outside. You know what I'm saying? So you'll see the type of shit we talking about. You dig what I'm saying? All right, so let me run this clip real quick because I need y'all to explain this to me because this shit is getting really out of hand, especially with the kids involved and stuff. This is really getting out of hand. I need some honest opinions on this right here. On this right here.
But I heard they were.
Okay.
Like, you know, like it stabilizes and moves.
Let me see. Let me show y'all what's going on.
It definitely helps. You just gotta take the right amount. You know, sometimes it can be too low or be too high. Like you gotta talk to the doctor. So like,
what's his name? What's her name? Alex? Yeah, her name's Alex, and I'm gonna be talking to your manager. This guy called me sir. This happens every fucking day. Everywhere I go, I get called sir. I'm so fucking sir. Why would you call a chick ass tits? Fucking. Why would you call? Stop trying to gaslight trans people and tell us that we're crazy. Crazy. You need to fucking be mindful of the people and stop being a fucking scumbag and you're a liar. I heard you. Stop fucking gaslighting trans people. What? Did you call me sir again? What was that? Your second night, sir? Alex, I'm gonna be talking to corporate about you, you motherfucker. Fuck you. Okay? That's bullshit. You don't fucking harass trans people at work. Yeah, you do. And I'm walking out, you're like, have a good night, sir. What the fuck is that? No, you don't fucking do this to trans people. This is discrimination. No, this is discrimination. I'm fucking done with it. No, I'm gonna talk to corporate about this. You don't harass trans. Hey, you know, it's one of the stupid things where you're catching Karens. You call me sir, and you're talking to call me sir. This is transphobic harassment.
What the
fucking bigot? All right, Alex, do it. I can't wait to just. He admits twice calling me sir. No.
What is this world coming to? I want my country back. I want for all the fellow patriots out there. We got to come together, man, because I'm telling you, stuff like this, like with the information that we're having, this dialogue that we're having, talking about it. We got to start. We see it. We got to start doing something for it. We got to vote the right way, man. I miss the great white hope, Donald Trump. I miss the great white hope, man, because he knew what to do with all people. And he didn't see any color. He had a plan.
I don't know. In that situation, you want to be respectful. And like, you know, I nothing against the transgender community. Like, you want to be respectful, but you don't know what to say. You know, I don't know whether to say sir, ma'am, I don't know. So it ain't that I'm trying to be disrespectful. I don't know.
But that on your point too, that doesn't just happen to people who are trans. That happens to some people, like some women who look like men. You're just like, you know, I don't know. And then what do? You just roll the dice and you come up snake eyes, and then guess what? You're live streamed all of a sudden, right? Getting torched on social media. But I think that's what that was for. I think that was for recognition or something on social media, because if it really was an issue that you're so upset about, like the first thing you're going to do is pull out your phone and start live streaming, go back and look for more action. Like, and if you're working behind the counter, I mean, you got to de-escalate, just kind of relax, be like, okay, I'm, whatever, take your fries. I don't care what you want to identify as. Pronouns don't care. They're going to taste good. Your fries are going to be all right. Just go out. And then, I mean, after that, then what do you got? But you just give them more likes, give more whatever.
Yeah, and that's exactly what they're doing. It's going to be a discrimination type of issue for them. They're protected. Biden already wrote he just signed something that protect trans people. You know what I'm saying?
Is that right?
Yep. That's the first thing he did. For all y'all Democrats out there, y'all voted for pro-gender reassignment. Okay, that's what you voted for. You voted for this. And you all fell for the racist thing. Y'all all fell for that. You got emotional. A lot of blacks are having these babies out of wedlock, so there's no father in the house, so there's no guidance. So race hustlers pick up their mind. Jesse Jackson, Louis Farrakhan, Al Sharpton, Umar Johnson, all all the race hustlers that try to get something and don't really tell the issue of the problem, of the black problem. And like I told you before, in the 1965s, you can see the break. I always share this graph with you because you can tell what happened and what's still going on. Okay? And the reason why I bring up stuff like this, and I'm not going hard on the women, but it is the women. It's the ego that's in the women that just, they fight amongst each other. The ego and the natural state of a woman fights with each other within. And the ego takes over, man. So that's why headed by single parents was, 75% of African American families. And we already know that 72% of women that initiate divorce, 72%. So with that being said, I just wanted to clear that up for the ladies. And you do have a problem with your ego. You do. You just gotta face it. Because see, now y'all walking around like this.
Oh no, dude.
Now y'all walking around like that. Talking about some pullover, babe. Anywhere. He trying to get you to a safe spot. Not no more. Pull over right here. I can get out right now. I go. She can even piss with you. But she can piss with you. You go, girl. So,
where'd you find that? Dude.
I got my little sources, you know what I'm saying? And remember, whenever a female is honest with you,
all right, ladies and gentlemen,
please take heed to it. Because your friends might be, honest with you, okay?
Okay.
He's not the toxic one. You are. You are. You are. You are. Okay. So, with that being said, man, oh man, what we've been waiting for all night long. Joe and John, even though John got a white name too, but he's black.
Yeah, my last name's Johnson, so I got half your first name and my last name.
Oh, hey, might be brothers. Yeah. Might be brothers down the long lineage of Africans, huh? So-called, anyway.
Yeah, that's where we came from.
Okay, so I'm going to introduce them. John, this Joe right here, Joe White, everyone, and the troublemaker. He light-skinned, but he black. He black. Okay, so John, I know that even with when I talked to the people that you had the previous debate with, they said you still lost. Even the whites said you lost. Okay, but they also wanted to get back with you. But this guy right here, this is Smoking Joe. He's not going to hold no punches back. Okay, he's going to tell you like it is. And this is what we do. Okay, this is what we do. All right. Let me fix that. Let me fix this for you. In the blue corner, we have the old troublemaker. All right. Good to have you with us, man.
Absolutely.
Go ahead and present what you have to. You already ready for what you have to present? Go ahead, present. Go ahead, present it first. Then I'll introduce him. Okay. Then he'll rebuttal.
Okay. As you know, my position is that all white people are racist by definition. Not a couple, not half, not 3/3. All white people, by definition, are racist. That is my argument, and it cannot be disproven.
Okay. All right. So thank you. All right, so let me introduce in the red corner, Smoking Joe.
I feel like I just got that call sign tonight. I'm gonna get used to it. Smoking.
Smoking, baby. All right, man. So well, y'all already know Joe been with us for a while. Okay. All right. Wait, no, you can stay in because I need. Oh, okay. Okay. No, I got you. So, okay, that's good. So, I thought that was cool for you. Okay. So we got all who we need in here. Thank you all for waiting so patiently. It's about to go down in here. Okay, it's about to go down. Okay, I'm talking about it's about to go down, y'all. All right. But first, as you know, we got to pay some bills. Okay, we got to pay a quick bill. Be right back.
Maybe I can help. Alright. So don't tell anybody. It's Jimmy. Our sex life sucks.
Really? You? I went to Chulanka's shop. I think I have something for you. Let me go get it. She gave me a couple of these.
Mojo? What's that?
Trust me, he'll get his mojo back in just one pack. Mojo back in just one pack.
Alright, girl. I'm gonna try this ASAP.
Mojo. Hey man, I shot and directed that joke. Shouts out to the women who participated in that. I really appreciate that. They always have my back on that, always ready to film. I really appreciate those ladies. Shout out to Trish and Kels. All right. So, with that being said, Joe, you heard his statement. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pull that comment up. I'm going to pull that definition up. You said racism or racist?
Racism.
Okay, Joe, how do you feel about that? Oh, well, Joe, do you know the definition of racism?
Today's definition or like the dictionary's version? Because today's definition is pretty loose, and anything that's let's say, bias or prejudice or, whatever, they'll say that's racism today. Like anybody can say racism for anything. But, the old school version, I think, is more when you look at a pure racism would probably be the Third Reich in recent history, where you have Adolf Hitler believing that the Aryan race is the only race that is worthy of being on top or leading, right? That's kind of what I think of when I think of racism. I think of an elitist group of people that think that their genealogical lineage is superior to that of everybody else. And so the Japanese were that way, the Chinese are that way, and Adolf Hitler and the Third Reich and the Germans were that way. So that's my understanding of what racism would be. Pure definition.
Okay, so I'm going to share my screen and try to get this definition up for John so we can explain it. Make sure this is the right one that you also looked at when you were explaining it earlier, John. Okay, can you see my screen? John, can you see that?
No, not really. It's kind of small on my phone, but go ahead and read it. I know what the definition is.
Okay, prejudice, discrimination, antagonism directed against a person or people on the same basis of their membership in a particular racial ethnic group. Typically, one of that is a minority or marginalized program to combat racism. Well, that's what I have.
Well, underneath there also says the belief that different races possess distinct characteristics, abilities, or qualities, especially so as to distinguish them as inferior or superior to one another.
Yeah, I think that's the one he wants to explain.
Well, Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, it's on you. I got.
There you go. Yeah. So go ahead. By that definition, which definition are you rolling with?
Well, neither one, because neither one actually defines racism at its core. Those definitions are more of a bigotry, prejudice, bias a definition. Racism, and I apologize to you guys because I did kind of forgot about tonight. I wish I was home so I could read it to you from how I presented it the other day.
Mm-hmm.
But racism is when one group of people has control or what is it? When a group of people has control of another group of people, politically, socially, racially, economically, in every way, when one group of people have control of another group of people's reality, viewpoints of life, is by definition, in this country, white people have control of black people, economics, history, religion, with the white Jesus. You have control and have used that against us for 400 years plus. That is racism.
Okay. So, John, what do you have to do with any of that?
What do you mean?
So,
What do I have to do?
so basically, you're saying that. Are you saying?
Let me debate Joe.
Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead. You asking what you need to ask.
Hey Joe, let me ask you this. Explain to me why you wouldn't consider white people racist. Because everyone's asking me. I want to ask a white person. Why do you consider yourself not racist? And I'm not talking about you in particularly, because you in particular.
I understand.
Okay.
I understand your question. I think personally, I'm lucky. I've had a lot of experiences. I've traveled the world. I've met a lot of people through military, basically. So I got in the military when I was 17, and then I got into some units that did a lot of traveling later on in my military career, and I'm out now. But I spent a lot of time in Southwest Asia, Middle East, Southeast Asia, and I've gotten away from thinking in absolutes, like all people are this or all people are that, because my experiences are a little bit different. In fact, way different than that. And maybe they wouldn't be had I not had all of those experiences and met all of those people. But I see like 10 or 12 different people around the planet. Like that's it, right? So you have like 10 or 12 characters or types of people. And it's kind of, in my head, it works out. No matter what skin color, where you're from, like I have people that I can kind of relate to everybody else that I already know. And I've seen so much similarity between people versus difference from people personally that I have a hard time saying, or even, all people. And I catch myself doing it too. I'll say, well, that person's like this, then they're going to act like that. Or that person's like this, they aren't going to be into this, or they're going to be into that. And even lately, I've been more surprised by people than I've ever been. And that's really hard right now with how many people I think I've met, that you can't tell by looking at somebody.
Hey, Joe, can I ask you a question?
Yeah, sure.
It's the same question I just asked. Why do you think that white people aren't racist? I say you are. I'm not saying that you're bad people. You can be racist and still love black people. Racism and bigotry are two different things. Now, bigotry deals with more emotions and your perception of things, whereas racism is systemic. You can like black people, you can marry them, love them, have kids with them, but you can still have control over their economic reality and political reality. So I'm going to ask you again. I'm asking you a direct question. I need a direct answer. Why do you think, or do you think, white people aren't racist?
No, because I think that the people that have the money, whoever has the power, is going to control people, whether that's Chinese people, Japanese people. And we're living in a global economy. Those are the people that actually run the country, not the US fake politicians. It's the New World Order. It's whoever's in charge of that, which is way above US politics. And you see it because let's just say our news media, your TV stations, all of them, they're owned like three companies, basically. Those companies at the top, you've got the Soroses, you've got all the rest of them. They're playing information operations. They're playing psyops. They want to keep us pitted against each other as long as they possibly can because that's how they control you. They're scared of the US. They really are because we're free thinking people. Normally we're pretty rebellious, not these days, but normally we are. So they got to keep us at each other's throats. And that's what I see. I mean, we do it in the military. We do it to other countries. It's plain as day to me.
Gotcha. So
I don't think, but individually, just to go back real quick, individually, no matter what race you are, some of those people are going to be elitists, no matter what they are, because that's the culture that they came from. And if they're only hanging out with each other, they're in a bubble, that's what they're going to think. And I think it comes down to education. It comes down to experience. And with the internet, I think it's exponentially getting there quicker.
Okay. So you mentioned the global economy and people that run the world. Let me ask you this. These people with all this money and run the world, and you named the Japanese and another race of people. Where do China, exactly. Where do black people fit in all this? Because we don't have anybody that's in that circle.
Pop stars, LeBron James, Hollywood, all of these people.
No.
Yeah.
LeBron James is being financed
NBA.
by which is run by who? The NBA is who's the commissioner of the NBA?
Yeah, I know what you're saying, but I'm thinking
what I'm saying is,
the NBA.
If you're going to mention ball players, we're talking about big money. If LeBron James makes $30-40 million a year, imagine what the commissioner or the people who run those basketball teams make. So that's where I'm trying to get to. I'm trying to get to the top. We don't have black people at the top. So when you talk about the big money people who run the world, there's no black people up there.
You're starting to though, and I think that's going to change. I think that's going to change, and who knows if that's the way it's always been.
Right, but as of right now, I mean, we can talk about what or maybe or
yeah.
But right now, who's up there? It's not black people. It's never been black people.
And honestly, I have no idea if it is or not because I'm definitely nowhere near that.
Okay, so let me throw this at you then, because see, I'm gonna make my case, and then I'm gonna let you stew in it. If you take the four major sporting leagues, you got the NHL, NBA, the NFL, and MLB, right?
Yep.
Roughly, there's 30 teams in each league. Out of 120 teams, how many black owners are there?
There's a handful, but that's it.
A handful of black owners? Name me two, because I can only think of one, and he's a product of Nike.
Yeah, and I mean, do they own the full team, or are you talking about like people that sit on the board own part of the team? Because honestly, I don't know, but I understand your point. And it is a good point. It's a valid point. It's a valid point.
Right. So black people make up 13% of the United States in population, but we only have one black owner, even though the number of players in these leagues outside of the Yeah, we're like 60 to 70%.
Where do these other owners get all the money though to buy those teams? Like, how did they get all the money? What did they do? What do they do that black people can't do?
Good question. Access to wealth. That's what black people don't have. Access to wealth, generational wealth. That's the difference. That's the difference. Okay. Now, can you talk about all these owners, right? A lot of these owners are 50, 60, 70 years old. So they had these teams a long time. A long time. We're talking about civil rights money. Okay? We're talking about that kind of money. There were no black owners of an NBA team until Michael Jordan, about 10 years ago, 15 years ago, became an owner. Well, I take that back. Bob Johnson, who was the owner before Michael Jordan. So we're talking about 20 years. Bob Johnson, Charlotte, they went to the Bobcats or something. They changed the name. But whenever he became owner, but then Michael Jordan, and Michael Jordan got it from him. But you see how it went from one black owner to another black owner? That's how it's happened throughout history with white folks. You go from one white person to the next, generational wealth. Black people don't have it. You guys have it. Now, I'm not attacking you, and I'm not saying that you are a bad person, but by definition, white people are racist. Why? Because just because you like a black person doesn't mean that you're a bad person. What I am saying is the people of the day, I'm talking about white folks, did not put us in chains. But what you have done and what you have right now is the ability to reverse what has happened. You also benefit from the things that white folks or your predecessors or your ancestors have done to our people. You sit right now as a person who lives within the white privilege society based on the fact that you are white. You are looked different. You are looked at different. So that's why white folks today are racist, not because of what their ancestors did, but because they refuse to fight or give up their white privilege for black folks.
What can I give you?
That's a racist statement in itself, because I'm not asking you to give me personally anything. I'm not asking you. Hold on. You asked me a question. I'm not asking you to give me anything personally, because this isn't about the individual. It's about the race in itself. We're talking about racism, the race, your race, my race. So this generation of white folks should come together, just like y'all come together to do anything else when y'all want to make money or do whatever. Y'all quick to put your money together and build businesses and do all these other things and raise money for diseases and donations for any type of anything. Y'all come up with money quick. How come y'all don't come up with money to equal the playing field politically, economically? When Joe Biden and Donald Trump, y'all came up with all this money for the bailout. So y'all had all this money before this disease came about. Y'all had all this money.
Why are we paying taxes? That's what I want to know. Why are you paying taxes? Why am I paying taxes? If we can just make money out of thin air like that, 2 trillion, 3 trillion.
Well, yeah, but my point is,
I pay half my money to taxes, and I want to know why.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that we as the United States have the money. Somehow, when we pull it out of our ass,
we don't have it, dude. No. Our kids are going to pay for that. Our kids are going to pay hard.
Right, we don't have it. But my point is, we came up with it. That's the point. We came up with it. But my question is, how come y'all didn't come up with the money to help out inner city black schools?
That's a good question. What did Donald Trump do? And I'm not asking because I don't. I'm asking because I don't know. Didn't he do something like opportunities? Didn't he put money into black colleges, like a lot of it? Didn't he put more money than any president in history into black colleges and communities?
He gave millions to HBCUs, and what they did, because they were under the Democratic Party, they were sneaky, so they didn't like use the money properly. You know what I'm saying? They did something else with the money. That's why no one never heard about it. You know?
Well, I heard about that, and that's cool and all.
Oh no.
But no, it's cool. He did that. But what I'm saying is that doesn't help the critical structure of the black community.
It does. He created opportunity zones.
No. It does not help. It does not help the children who are in poverty in the neighborhoods. That's for people who already done made it to college. What about the young people? What about the elementary school people? What about them? Where's the money? Where's the money for them? I live near Baltimore, and they up there killing each other, and they taking money out of the school systems every year.
Yeah, that's a corrupt system. It really is.
Okay, exactly. But who runs it? That's the question. Who runs it? It's not us.
In Baltimore?
I'm talking about the government in general. Who runs the system? Baltimore, all these inner cities, they're just stems from the greater government, which is the federal government. So who runs the government?
So I think we do need to start with our schools, because we're seeing, I mean, we're supposed to be the leader of the world, but our schools are terrible. I mean, you got like random countries that have better schools than we do. I mean, we don't even put the emphasis on school anymore. We put the emphasis on sports. We put the emphasis on all the other stuff, but we don't put the emphasis on grades. And I mean, that's a real problem. So you talk about these other countries and all this other stuff. I mean, people coming out. Yeah, let's talk about Japan, for instance. Like these kids are doing trigonometry in 6th grade. Kids in 6th grade in the U.S. can't spell trigonometry, right? So we're way behind. We're worried about sports. We're not worried about grades. There's no money in that, apparently. And I have a problem with the government that wants to make everyone a slave to it, that wants to keep everyone on STEMI money. Like they want you to not want to go out and do for yourself when you can. They want you to not know about the markets, financial, smarts, financial intelligence, all that kind of stuff. They want you. I don't even know what they want anymore. I'm kind of scared to put kids in school right now because I don't know where it's going. Right? Well, what are we worried about? But you're right. I mean, schools are with kids. Kids are our most precious possession, and I think the kids need to be protected. The kids need to be brought up right, and we need to keep politics out of school. We need to let kids be kids. That's my thought.
Right. So I'm gonna try to make it back in. So no, you're good. So basically, just because he's white, he is able to reap more benefits than you can without even trying. Basically, right?
Well, he's able to because of his skin color. Yes, absolutely.
Kufu, what do you say about that? Just because of his skin color, he can do more things than you, Kufu.
All right, let me just break this down real quick. So I'm not agreeing or disagreeing with anybody. So I'm gonna just say this. Well, I have to disagree. I have to agree with disagree. So John is right. So let me just say that right now. There's a systemic racism problem in America, and the top people in top echelons of that top tier are so happen to be white. So he is right. But to that point, I think I said it before, there's no race of people that's going to fight to overthrow themselves. It doesn't matter what race it is. Whoever race is at the top, they're not going to do anything to disrupt that power circle. They're not going to. They can give you concessions if they wanted to, but they're not going to disrupt them from being at the top. Once a race is at the top, they're going to do whatever they can to stay there. Period. So either we take over or you just stay where you're at. That's the only way power shifts, is if you take over power, because no one's going to give you power.
But let me say that. Remember when the Jews were fighting the Germans?
They lost that battle.
But they were white on white, though.
What's that got to do with anything?
So they try to overpower each other just to get some type of power, right, over another white race.
Typically, that's the way it is, where it's always the same race fighting another race. Like, we see the Native Americans, they used to enslave all the other Native American tribes, and they were more brutal than anything we ever heard about in books, right? They used to take babies and hit them like baseball bats against trees to watch their heads blow up. And then they this no shit, they actually used to kill people from other tribes and burn them at night because they like to listen to the sinew pop, your fat pop in the fire. Those are real stories. They were brutal as hell. And they enslaved, the Apaches got enslaved by the Comanches out west for hundreds of years. It's whole tribes enslaved. You know, white people, the Slav people, they were enslaved in Northern Africa after we freed slaves in the United States by more population. And it's only been recently. I think it was a U.S. slavery thing that was the first time race even got brought into what slavery was, because Egyptians, Israelites, Philistines, all of them used to enslave each other by the hundreds of thousands. And that's how the whole world worked up until the U.S. Civil War. I mean, we're the only country that actually fought a war over that. White people by 500,000, families destroyed, pulled up, brother against brother, North against South, economics against economics. You got the Industrial Revolution up north. You got old school ways down south where it's agriculture. You got a whole bunch of bad blood that's still out there and stuff, you know, it's going away. But I mean, you got families that, but I mean, we actually should celebrate the fact that we're the only country in the world that fought ourselves, in the end, ended up stopping slavery. Now it's a long, rocky road. It's not like a quick thing happens overnight, but we should be praised as a world leader on that, and we shouldn't forget it. We should take that and say, yeah, that's who we are, you know. And if you're not with that, if you're not with progress,
but see now you're segueing yourself back into John's point again.
Oh,
exactly. Exactly.
Explain.
Okay. So, all right. So you mentioned the Civil War, right?
Yeah.
And we should be happy about that, right?
Yeah, I think the vast majority of the country is.
Okay, so who was the president at the time during the Civil War?
Yeah, Abe Lincoln.
Okay, do you know what Abe Lincoln said about black folks?
No, I have no idea.
Okay, you should go look it up.
Man,
yeah. But why does that matter when the end was?
What did he say?
U.S. citizenship, Emancipation Proclamation. Why does that matter?
See right there. See, this is why white folks need to educate themselves. This
was hundreds of years ago.
No, it was less than hundreds of years ago.
It was hundreds of years ago.
No, you don't even know when the Civil War was.
It's 2021.
When was the Civil War?
1860s.
That's not hundreds. Hundreds is plural.
Yeah, I mean, so generations and generations ago.
Yeah, you very nonchalant. You nonchalant about that. Yeah. Black folks not nonchalant about that because it matters to us. And let me get to my point about Abe Lincoln. Abe Lincoln said, I'm paraphrasing, and you can look this up. If it was in the best interest of the United States, he would allow slaves to stay slaves. But it's in the best interest of the United States to free the slaves. So that's why we were freed. Not because Abe Lincoln was some type of great human being or he gave two shits about black people.
Yeah, he didn't.
It was in the best interest of the United States. That's why he fought the South. And the South fought the North to keep our asses as slaves. So we was getting fucked either way.
Yeah.
So it wasn't about freeing black people. And that's what the history books don't teach you. That's it's racism. Remember, I said that it's one group of people who have oppression, who oppresses or have control of another group of people politically, educationally, so on and so forth. And you guys, the white folks, y'all don't teach the correct history. Y'all left that out of the history books. Y'all left that out of the history books. Why? Why did you leave it out of the history books? That's racism, sir. That's racism.
They don't teach that today in school?
Mm-mm.
You didn't learn it. You didn't learn it, did you?
I mean, it would be.
I didn't learn anything in high school, man. I was too high. I didn't learn anything. I barely graduated high school, I'll tell you the truth.
Yeah, they can't teach that in high school.
Yeah, they didn't teach that in high school.
Yeah, that was bad.
You guys control the education system. You guys control the political part of the United States. You guys control everything in the United States over black people, and you use it against us. Do you know that black people own less than 0.5% of all the wealth in the United States? You guys own 99.9% of all the wealth in the United States. So you want to tell me that black people need to lift themselves up by their bootstraps when y'all control the education? Y'all control media? Y'all control the banking system? Y'all control Hollywood? Y'all control politics? That's racism. And no white person is going to share power with black people.
Well, I mean, I would.
I'm not talking. When I say, hold on. When I say white people, I'm not talking individually. And I tell black people this all the time: do not confuse your relationship with a white person with their political obligation to their own people. It's a difference. It's a difference. Do not confuse your personal relationship with a white person because they're nice to you or they give you a job or whatever. Don't confuse that with what their political aspirations are and their political obligations is. And like you said, Kufu, no race is going to give power to another race. But it so happened that white people are in power in the United States.
Mm-hmm.
Whether they're Europeans, whether they're Jews, it's anybody other than us, and no one's willing to share power with us. Y'all already going into Africa. Y'all already got a foothold in Africa. The Japanese going over there, the Chinese going over there, buying up land.
China's going over there hardcore. Yep.
Yeah. So y'all going over there and buying up all our land. But guess what?
Shouldn't let them.
You're giving loans to these sellout rulers of these countries or presidents of these countries. You're giving loans to them that you know we can't pay back.
Yeah, that is the game. That is the game. And I know China's doing the hardcore right now.
Yeah.
But they're actually going over and they're doing they're giving everyone free computers and stuff. But they have all the back doors in it, so they have all the political know-how. And they see everything going on. Huawei is a big instigator of this. That company, Huawei.
And what happens? And what happens if one of those African countries cannot pay back that loan and defaults on it? What happens?
Oh,
yeah, that's a huge problem. And when you got they did the same thing in Afghanistan. The Chinese did. They came over and under our nose, they bought up mineral rights to a whole bunch of land out there. So they've got rhodium.
I think what John's trying to say is like the thinking of the Chinese is like thinking of white people in a way.
They're capitalists, man. They're going in to make money.
Yeah.
Well, that's what white people do here. That's what I'm saying. That's what you guys do here.
But say, we're talking about systemically, and me as a white person in America, system, rules, laws, are there laws that that affect you that don't affect me? Are there laws and systems, like, for instance, can I trade on my MetaTrader account and get better results than you can because I'm white? Does the markets know that I'm white? I didn't have any money, man. I had to join the military and spend 20 years in it to even get a credit score where I could get a loan.
Okay.
You know,
I get what you're saying. But two things. The fact that you are white, you have been taught these things. Most black people don't know about.
I'll stop you right there. I had no idea about money until coronavirus happened, and I got stopped off a deployment to stay home. I got on YouTube and I learned how to trade Forex, and that's the only reason that I had any kind of financial knowledge about charts and all that stuff. And the two main guys that I learned that taught me Forex were both black dudes, not white guys at all. That's not my experience.
Okay. But again,
I can hook you up with them.
I would love to. But again, I'm not talking about you as an individual. Remember,
but my situation is not unique.
No, it's not unique. But the overall point that I'm making is that white folks, you guys have access to all of these things from a lot of times from when you're born, from when you were kids. When you kids,
so do Will Smith's kids.
Children. Huh?
So do Will Smith's kids. So does everybody that has money.
Yeah, but did Will Smith have it when he was a kid?
No, he got it when he was 14, 15. He got in Hollywood, made money.
Exactly. So so somebody in the black community has to get there first for us to have generational wealth. What I'm saying to you is that you always had generational wealth.
My family didn't.
We're not talking about.
I understand what you're saying, but it didn't help me at all, right? So I may as well just been black, right? Because I didn't have any money growing up, and I didn't have any of the upbringing, right? Because I didn't have any of the help.
Right.
I had to join the military, or I was probably not good. I'd probably go to jail.
Yeah. So basically, he's saying you can't say all white people.
No, I said all white people, and I gave you the explanation. I'm not saying that his situation is that he's racist because he had to do this, or he didn't have to go through the normal privileges that other white people had to go through or has gone through. I'm talking as a whole. There's always going to be outliers. There's always going to be an exception to the rule, man. There's always going to be. I'm talking about as a whole. You're not going to sit here and tell me or make me believe or put some illusion in my head that what I'm saying is somehow not accurate.
Yeah, it's just like for me, like where I'm coming from, like, and I get your point, I really do, but I never felt like I had some sort of magic key, you know, like on Mario when you get that star and all of a sudden you're invincible and you can go through everything because I'm white. Like I didn't get out of tickets. I did not get in trouble. I didn't have the money. And I know you're not speaking to me. You're speaking like as a whole and in general. But, you know, for me, that was just as abstract, you know, just a weird, nameless, faceless person that has all this power and money. We don't know who they are. I'm sure they exist out there. You see them on TV, probably, stuff like that. But that's not my experience. And I didn't know those people. And none of my friends knew those people. So,
the blacks have this mentality of taking over anyway. They just want to take it over and run it. I mean, look at all the cities and states that's going on that's full of Democrats and the blacks behind it, full of destruction. All they're doing is the neighborhoods, homelessness is everywhere. They're keeping everyone divided, and they're Democratic states. You mentioned Baltimore. You know, all the Democrats up there. You know, and this ran through. So the blacks, you do, if you're saying the blacks that has these they have some pull in the political scene as far as cities controlling, what they're doing to the cities is not a good report. You know what I'm saying?
You put these black politicians in these positions of power within the government, local government, and you make them pawns, because then you take away the resources.
But they still scream out Black Lives Matter, and they still scream out
JP,
your kids.
you're taking away from the point. What you're talking about right now is not even making any sense, really. Understand that we're talking about systemic racism. Any government in the United States, whether it's local, whether it's federal, whether it's statewide, it all comes from the Constitution. It stems from the Constitution when we were slaves at the time that the Constitution was written.
First, you can't even say that you were a slave. So you can't prove that. So
I can't prove it.
The blacks always want to focus on something that happened 150 years ago.
Because it's a trickle-down effect. It's a generational thing, man. It's generational.
Generational
So you're gonna tell me that since the beginning of the first president to this president, we only had one black president. Why?
We only had one real black president, and that was Donald Trump.
No, he was half white.
No, Donald Trump was the real
Trump's
black
all
president.
black.
No, he wasn't black as a looker, but he was black. He was down for the blacks. Now Obama was black, and he wasn't down with the blacks.
No, all these jokers benefited from white privilege. Period. Name a law.
You benefit from white folks. You benefit from white folks and what created around you. You benefit from it. You benefit from it.
Name a law that has been passed specifically for black people. Now we have laws for gays. We have laws for transgenders.
Hate crime laws, right?
We have laws for the hate crime. Give me one law. One. JP, I'm asking you, or Joe, I'm asking you. One law. One. That is.
So if anybody commits a crime against you,
that's not going to be a law. But why?
So it's the same for everybody. If they commit a crime against you because of your race or your ethnicity or your gender or your religion, that's a hate crime. So a hate crime gets treated differently. So that's the law that's different. So if you shoot me because I'm white, and that might not be a hate crime, or it might be a hate crime or whatever, but it could still be considered a hate crime, right? If I do the same thing because you're a Japanese person and I can prove I hate Japanese people and I kill them, for instance, that will be a hate crime. The same thing with trans, gay, and everybody else. Hate crime is hate crime, and that's what protects people because of race and ethnicity and gender and all that stuff.
I get it.
From all the killing that the blacks do you think we gonna deserve a fucking law? How we run over each other with no compassion of life? They ain't gonna give you no law. They ain't gonna give you niggas no law.
Okay, so you're about to take the conversation elsewhere, JP. Yeah. I can deal with that in a second. But my question hasn't been answered. One law specifically for blacks. I'm not talking about a law that benefited blacks. A law specifically for blacks.
There isn't one.
There isn't one.
There shouldn't be one.
Well, why? Do you like Black History Month?
That would be racist.
Do you like Black History Month?
No, that's not racist. That's not racist.
If it's for black people only, then it's racist. If it's for white people, it's racist.
Okay, let me ask you this. Who's getting shot dead in the street unarmed? Is it
white people and black people by the numbers?
No, whoa.
By the numbers.
Whoa.
Look up the numbers. Look at FBI crime statistics. It'll show you.
Hold on. I know what you're talking about. But there's not a whole bunch of white boys walking around here going to the store to get a bag of Skittles and getting shot by the police. Exactly. There's not a lot of you. Out here. Don't give me that.
So does that happen a lot?
Hold on. What about that dude? Hey, Kufu, give me that dude's name if you remember. The young white boy that was walking around with the gun. He was trying to be the police, and he actually started shooting people.
You talking about Minnesota?
Yeah, and the police was all around him and didn't do nothing to him.
Oh yeah.
It was Rittenhouse.
So yeah, Rittenhouse.
Yeah, that was a white dude that tried to shoot him.
You tell me if that was a black person walking around with that gun after he done shot somebody, you mean to tell me he would have survived that night? Hell to the no.
Did you watch the entire thing? Did you watch the whole entire thing? Because the whole entire thing would have been like, dude, I don't know, man. Because you got to watch the whole thing, though.
Joe, I understand. If you watch the whole entire thing, you may get a different perspective.
Nobody didn't kill him because he was white, though.
It wasn't the right cop. The cop ain't had it in him.
I'm talking about in the moment. That's what I'm talking about. When you don't have the privilege of having all the information.
Yeah.
If a black dude is walking down the street after he's been shot and killed somebody, and he walked up to the police with a gun.
Put the gun down.
There were so many people out there with guns that night, though. Like so many. It wasn't just Kyle Rittenhouse. It was a lot of people out there with guns. That's the chaos and confusion there was something that we can't appreciate if we weren't there.
That happens, but you can't say that's. How can you prove and say that's racist?
I didn't say that was racist.
So what is it? What is it?
No. I say it's not racist. It's privilege, white privilege. If that was a black guy, remember we got shot.
Not all the time.
We got shot by just telling the police, being honest with the police officer, and telling them, "Yeah, I have a gun," and then get shot.
Yeah, and then that cop has to go to jail.
There's probably more time.
He didn't go to jail.
He didn't go to jail. He asked to do any weapons in the car, and he told the officer, "Yes, I'm registered to have a gun. I do have a gun," and he started unloading on him.
Yeah, and that doesn't just happen to black people, though. It happens to white people too.
It happens to everyone.
And they don't report it in the news because that's making money at the moment.
It's just what
it does. It does. You can find that out for yourself. It does happen to white people.
I think what he's trying to say is, okay, so with Kyle Rittenhouse,
cops are scared, man. That's a problem.
So why did
I'm not backing them up. All I'm saying is that
they are. They see the ruthlessness that's going on amongst the blacks, and they say, no chance with that.
Now, what he's saying is with Rittenhouse, right? With Rittenhouse, when he's walking down the street, approaching the cops, never mind if he killed anybody or not. If he was just walking down the street as a normal human being with a gun in his hand, walking towards the police officer, if that had been a black guy doing that same normal activity, the interaction between the cops and that person would have been very, very different.
Not true.
No, it happens. I've seen it, like Arizona's an open carry state, right? And I've seen tons of black people down there carrying open carry into grocery stores, into where I used to work. And I never saw the cops draw down on them at all. In fact, they salute them and say, "Great, that's awesome for you." It all depends on the neighborhood that you're in. If you're in a neighborhood that typically doesn't like the cops and typically has animosity, a lot of crime and all that stuff, those cops, you got to know your audience. That cop's going to be jumpy. And I would never defend anybody that gets killed that didn't deserve to die for any reason. That should never happen. And if you're a police officer, we need to hold you to a higher standard. That's why you're a cop. We're at a fine line before we go to robots, and that's what really scares me, right? They're going to take the humans out of the equation, and then at that point, what's going to happen. The thought police are coming. They're going to snatch you up out of your room one night, and you're gone, right? So I want people to be able to do this job, but I think that you have to give respect to both sides of the coin. When you get stopped by the police, be polite. Handle that shit later. If there's a problem with it, handle it later. Trying to fight them, trying to do all that other shit. These cops are scared out there, man. And
they just came from war. Like most of them have PTSD and shit. So that's another thing they need to work on. Stop getting cops that just come from the army.
That's why they need to That's why they need to to fund the police instead of they have Black Lives Matter and these lesbians pushing these defund police and all these Democrats.
We need high quality, high caliber people to do this job. It's a high caliber job. But who's going to do it? You know what I mean? Like, no one wants to be a cop anymore, and it's more important than ever that they do.
That's why Trump wanted to put more money into our policing, and people was like, "Why? That's the most racist thing ever."
I mean, they need to do more.
You got to do it the right way. And you know,
think about it. Being a cop, if you think about it, it's the highest profession in the country, because you have the ability to take away somebody's freedom for any reason whatsoever.
Yeah, you're the judge and the jury on the street.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? That's kind of the highest profession. So you got to take care of the people you put in that specific position. You know what I mean? Because, like I said, you can ruin somebody's life just off of one stop. So
yeah. I mean, yeah. And so you also got to be a medic. You also got to be a therapist. You also got to be a surgeon. You also got to be a car repairman. And then at the same time, you have to be able to perform on demand with a pistol, where you've been sitting on your ass for 6 hours, and all of a sudden you got to be able to put a shot where it counts. And then what? Now you think you're going to jail for life after that, when you try to do the right thing in some cases, right? So your job, your life is always on the line. I mean, you'd be crazy to be a cop right now. Crazy.
Yes.
And that's why a lot of them are leaving right now. A lot of police officers are leaving. They getting about it, man.
Minneapolis, they had 200 quit this year already. Portland has about the same.
It's terrible.
Right?
So
they already didn't have enough slots. And now they lost. Minneapolis lost an entire two police academy courses they had to cut, right? So they didn't have anybody coming in for 2 whole courses. That's a full year, and they had 200 people quit that they weren't planning on have quit.
Right.
So what happens? Who pays the price now?
Okay. So that's a good point. And believe it or not, I defend the police a lot with these shootings. I think a lot of them were justified. I think they was in a bad situation where they, it's either he shoot or he gets killed. So I agree, in certain situations, I give them the benefit of the doubt. But we're kind of getting off topic. Are all white people racist? Right?
Mm-hmm.
I say yes. I say white people are benefiting from the white privilege that has been handed down from generation.
You talk about Americans, though, just Americans, right?
You can't prove it. Anything that happened to black people is the same thing that's happened to white people.
You can't be talking about like the people that are from like Donetsk, Ukraine, and like the Balkans and stuff, where that people have been slaves forever over there. That's where slave comes from, Slav, right?
I'm talking about the United States.
Yeah, the U.S. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
White people doing it to white people too. Is that racist? They doing it. They got their foot on the same white person.
White supremacy is about power. They will kill their own to maintain power.
People will kill their own too.
That's why there's civil war.
The blacks will kill their own.
That's why it was civil war. Okay,
but the blacks will kill their own too.
You're misunderstanding the point for two totally different reasons. White people will kill their own to maintain a level of power. We are killing ourselves because of the environment that has been created for us by white supremacy.
Hold on. You say we killing each other because of what the white people created around us? I mean, for us?
The environment that has been created by the white power structure, which is the ghettos, because y'all do not help finance the ghettos and put better schooling, better education, better resources in those neighborhoods.
That's not true.
That is absolutely true.
No, it's not.
That is absolutely true.
After them baby mamas ran in, after the 1965, they wanted to take over, and all them not the main guy, but the other options that she had start coming over and start fucking up the neighborhood and selling drugs and doing all this shit. And
how did the drugs and the guns get in?
Robbing people coming from the church and everything. So they created that space because at one time everyone got along. Everyone got along. And in the neighborhoods were tight, click. You can go down Big Mama house and go get some syrup or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And so what happened? The women start running their houses. Why? Because the race hustlers took over. And after that,
also back then, can I just say one thing? When the welfare system showed up on the table, right? They said, we're going to give you benefits until you have a man come in, and then we're going to take those benefits away. And so it incentivized single motherhood. It incentivized more children, right? And it ruined a family structure that could have provided a lot of support to keep kids away from outside influences, maybe push them towards something that was going to make them better versus no guidance at all, right? It stems from something a little more simple. So I pushed this one documentary that came out a long time ago by Milton Friedman, and it had a whole bunch of people in it called The Freedom to Choose. And it's on Real Black on YouTube. I would definitely take a look at it because this is a documentary that came out all about this stuff. And we're having the exact same conversation today. And this was in the 1970s, although they were more articulate and probably smarter than we were. But it's all the same.
Who created the welfare system?
The Democrats.
Mm-hmm.
And okay, fine. I don't like either party, to be honest with you. I don't give a damn.
No, you should, because they control certain shit that you could be, that y'all blacks be complaining about.
I don't trust Democrats, nor do I trust Republicans. But you said the Democrats.
How you gonna change something if you're not gonna get
Democrats? Well, that's another discussion. Another discussion. But the Democrats are comprised of mostly who? Okay, I'm going to say this again. The Democrats in the 1960s, when this welfare system came about, were comprised of who?
Jesse Jackson.
No, who? I'm talking about the lawmakers.
The Europeans?
Well, it was a vote. It was a vote, though. But it wasn't just the Europeans. It was a vote. They didn't just create it. They had to vote that shit. They had to vote it in. And if you was Democrat, if you voted Democrat, that's what's going to happen.
So the difference that I see is you got one group of people that wants to keep everybody on the government's dime. They want to keep you thinking you can't do it for yourself. You need the government. They're going to give you this money. You got another group and that's big government people. They want more government, expand the government, make the government have all the decisions in your lives. And then you got another group of people that wants limited government. The government should only be there to provide security for the United States. It shouldn't be there it should get out of the personal finance, should get out of the businesses, should get out of regulating all that stuff, which is the reason we have a lot of the issues and corruption we have today, because the government wanted to come in and try to regulate Wall Street and gave them the opportunity to do that shit. The rest of us, we want the American dream. We want I know some Afghan people that came over here from Afghanistan. Listen to this. They came over here and they looked at our system and they said, all right, they bought gas stations. They bought 7-Elevens. They pooled their money together. They learned the system and they became very wealthy. These are Afghans. These are people that came from dirt. I'm telling you, this is nothing over there. They don't have a system like we do, where you can be rich no matter who you are. And they told me this. They said, if you can't be rich in this country, if you can't make it, it's because of you. It's not because the system is going to hold you back. We barely speak English, and we're not from here. Everyone thinks we're Al Qaeda, even though we fought with you. And I got businesses. My family's going to be wealthy because we learn the system. We know how this works over here.
Exactly. You cannot. That's why it doesn't exist. It's all in your mind. You put up your own block. The blacks put up their own block and say, I can't go no further this far.
Foreigners come over here with bank loans already in tow in a lot of cases.
Man, not these dudes.
No.
Okay, again, we're talking.
But they did it.
I'm not talking about. Listen,
no, because it can happen for us. It can happen for us. If you're talking about bank loans and stuff, okay, then what you do? We got some kids. All right, we know we gonna die one day.
Hey, Kufu, you see what's going on, right?
Oh, I see. Yeah.
You see what's going on, right?
Talking about the white man coming to get them.
You see what's going on, right?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, because I'm trying to make a point, and they're trying to undercut it by pointing out one or two outliers. I'm trying to make a point. Yeah, I'm talking systemically. They're trying to point out one or two outliers. Look, guys, my point
is systemic? What is systemic?
My point is systemic.
Is it like black people smell something and they just automatically go to a trap or something? I mean, what's systemic?
There are a lot of black people who have gotten rich. There are a lot of black people who've gotten rich. Yes, there's a lot of rich black people in the United States.
Master P,
I got you. I get it. I got Master P. Yeah, but Master P, Jay-Z, they all had to poison the neighborhood in order to get rich. They had to degrade. They had to talk about killing each other. They had to talk about drugs. They had to poison the intellectual mind of black people in order to get rich. Period. Any discussion.
It's got a point.
What about Will Smith? He didn't have to.
Well, Will Smith. No, he didn't have to. Great job. But again, we're always talking about the one or two that made it. You're not talking about the whole thing.
They're gonna sell what people are buying, and that's our fault, man. That's why I turn my TV off, because it's poison.
What about Mike Tyson?
People buy it. People buy it. That's their fault. Those people wouldn't have been rich poison anyone's mind. No one forced them to buy anything from Jay-Z or Onyx or DMX. Nobody forced anybody to buy any of that stuff. They did because they liked it, and that's their fault.
It's their fault. They liked it, and mostly all the blacks liked it. When all the
Kufu, they clueless. Hey, Kufu, check this out. I'm talking to you. I'm gonna talk to you right now. Okay. Now check this out. Let me check. White folks always come into anything that black people make, and they take it over. Let me explain. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know when rap music started? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That was our art form, correct?
That's correct.
That's correct. We created it. We created rap, hip hop, as they say, right?
Right.
Okay. White folks had nothing to do with it. Now, when the music started to get big,
mm-hmm.
who came into the hip hop community and started making record labels and putting all this money in black people's faces to go and say things about each other in order to make them rich, not the black person, but the record exec or the person that owns the label rich.
It's funny you say that. It's like 30 years later, they're finding that shit out now, 30 years later.
Exactly. All the white folks got that money. And then when the black artists, when they start making records, they broke, right?
Mm.
Okay. Artistically, in the 80s and early 90s, you had the pro-black movement, right?
Right.
You had the Public Enemy.
Yeah, conscious movement.
Right?
Yeah.
You had the conscious movement.
Mm.
We were talking about empowerment. More, right? Okay. You had a little bit of gangsta. You had a little bit of Vanilla Ice and MC Hammer. So you had a variety of things.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. After that, there was a transition into gangster music only.
That's true. Yeah.
You started in '94 with Pac and Big.
Mm-hmm.
All of them Death Row. '92 was Death Row.
Yeah.
It went away from the empowerment of black people.
Yeah, definitely.
It only changed when white people got into the music industry and created their labels and started signing black artists and directed them into what they need to rap about. If you don't rap about this, we're not going to pay you.
Well, yeah.
And we'll pay someone else to do it. They changed the direction of the music in hip hop.
I want to say. Let me say this. To your point though. Like one way you can see the change of hip hop or whatever. So first, when like you said, when Public Enemy and all that stuff was out, it was called rap at first. It wasn't called hip hop. It wasn't consciously in our brain to call it hip hop yet. It was
Okay.
only until after you said that change came, then we started to call it hip hop. But it was called rap at first, like Yo MTV Raps.
Yeah.
We called it rap at first. We didn't call it hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Like they came in and then we changed it to hip hop to, you know, commercialize it. So to speak.
Right.
I just wanted to point that out.
Okay, so they have taken over the direction of our invention, our culture. And then they're going to say, the best MC is Eminem.
I can't say.
Yeah, who says that?
Who said that? The best.
Y'all haven't looked at the top 100 list from.
They say
I don't think anyone believes that.
Bone Thugs is. What you talking about? You say who? They say
Yes. What I'm saying is, I'm not saying it.
I put ICP up over Eminem.
Eminem? Where do you think Eminem get his game from?
But
what I'm saying
he wouldn't
is,
be around if it wasn't for Dr. Dre, though. He wouldn't have been around.
Maybe not. But guess what?
That's true.
He's here, and a lot of people say he's one of the best, if not the best rapper of all time.
If you're asking white people about rap, that's your problem. I wouldn't do that.
He dope as fuck though. He's that.
All right. He's all right. He's still popping pills and doing all this crazy shit.
He got most rappers. He got most rappers, man. It's hard to like.
Today, yeah, he do got most rappers today.
Hard to fuck
with.
Yeah,
the rappers today.
We're not even trying anymore. Yeah.
But M got some shit going on with him. But you know what I'm saying? He can get to you however you want it. And he vicious, and he just happened to be white. But he may have some African DNA in him, which may help you calm down a little bit. Okay? Because because you say all white people are racist, but you forget that the Africans were here first on Earth. So where did white people come from?
The mountains. That's where they came from. The mountains.
So who created the motherfuckers in the mountains then? What they came from the earth? They came from the earth?
No, they came from us. They migrated to the mountains.
Oh, okay. Well, then that means that.
No,
go ahead, Kufu.
Go ahead. That's a whole different conversation on that one.
Well, Joe gone, but go ahead, Kufu. Joe gone. Go ahead and say what you got to say.
I got my back.
I mean, it's all I can say is the outer African theory is exactly what it is. It's just a theory. That's all it is. And I think dates on the outer African theory are misleading. I think it's more goes back to Pangea versus, you know, the continents already being broken up. I think it mostly goes back to Pangea, where we all came together, then diverged, versus the outer African theory. The outer African theory doesn't even make any sense, because even if you say if you're a Homo sapiens sapien, right, you have the biggest brain of all the sapiens, right? So common sense, you automatically would say a Homo sapiens sapien has common sense and not to put their hands in the fire because they know it's hot. You know what I mean, so to speak. So it wouldn't make any sense for a Homo sapiens sapien in an environment that's abundant with food and on a warmer climate to then go to a colder climate and try to survive in a colder climate with less food and abundancy.
Dude, I'll say this. I grew up in Minnesota. I'm with you on that. I always said, my mom and dad, right? We moved up there from Texas. And why the hell do we do this? The birds are smarter than we are in the wintertime. They go south. We stay here. It's too fucking cold, man.
Exactly.
But and that makes sense. But you forget that the reason why they were up there to begin with is because of the Ice Age.
But see, that's another misconception. I can't agree with that, because it for instance, if you look at Darwin's evolutionary theory, which is just a theory also. But if you look at the finch, it took the finch about 1 million years for their beak to change in order to eat the certain fruit or berries that are on the different islands of the Galapagos, right? So that takes over 1 million years. 1 million years to make that little small, insignificant little change just for the eating habits, right? Then you're talking about a human being from hair to skin to teeth to all the other things to change in less than 50,000 years.
And we lost our tails. We still got tailbone.
In 50,000 years, it's a very, very, and if you think about evolution, that's like a blink of an eye. That's a blink of an eye to change just like that. So that's what I'm saying. When you look at evolutionary theory, it's just a theory. I think.
So where do Caucasians come from?
I mean, like I said, there's things in our history that we don't know that are.
Yeah, they say there's a whole span of like there's a whole span. There's like a whole era.
Yeah,
which could be 1,000,000 years that we don't have any information for at all. It's just like we were here and then they jumped over here.
Exactly.
And so you got Asian people, you got Inuit people, you got the Caucasian people, you got the African people, you got the Latin people like the Aztecs and all that stuff. And a lot of them are like, well, we don't know why there's a difference. And
exactly.
You can't really, how can you explain it?
And you can't say the sun had anything to do with it because the sun doesn't have anything to do with it. I mean, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, Kufu, that's a great debate, man. You can have.
Well, what?
What are we talking about? The Caucasians, where they come from?
What would be your stance on it?
Right.
Because mine, I'm going to tell you now, mine would be a losing battle because I'm trying to fight the theory of evolution. That's what I will have a losing battle trying to go uphill against that basically known fact or whatever. So. I can tell you, I'm going to lose that battle automatically. So I don't even think that'd be a smart debate for me to do.
I don't think it'd be that hard. I mean, if you see a bird, right, that look like a bird and he shit and eat and do everything like that bird, well, goddamn it, look, I guess we're the fucking same. Y'all putting too much in it. But one of my great co-workers of mine say KISS. You know what KISS means? He said keep it simple, stupid. And that's been the overlook of all people. When you keep it simple, they can't understand it. But that's what it is. You shit, eat, breathe, catch the bus, gotta go get a driver's license. Same shit like me. Same shit like them.
What's that?
Hold on, somebody watching this. Hold on. Okay, hold on.
Hey Don, let's talk about that tomorrow. Let's me and you talk about that tomorrow.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, okay. We can do that. Yeah.
But as you can see, I don't think there was a point proven. I think it's just out there that the blacks, and let me put y'all on mute because I know y'all gonna interrupt me. The blacks are using this emotional word called racism and letting it mess with their minds. Let me tell you something. Damn, it's bright. I had it on for too damn long with this bright ass light right here. But if you can just understand that white privilege, racism, that stuff does not exist. It doesn't stop anyone. I did a video the other day about do the blacks wake up and think about white privilege when they wake up and brush their teeth in the morning? I wonder how much are they thinking about white privilege that are actually putting them down. But they can go buy a gun and stick up and shoot in the middle of a gas station in front of everybody, no matter who's there, hit everybody but your target. And it's a lot that's going on in the black community. And the blacks have to be honest about this. See, the blacks are not honest about the blacks. Nothing is stopping you. What is stopping you is the family structure has stopped us. Okay? The women are controlling the house. That's what's stopping us. Okay? The women are taking over. We have to have a traditional family structure again. All right, 2 married individuals, 1 man and 1 woman. Care and stability. Okay, we too much on this. Look at that, 75%. So the problem, this is not caused by racism. 75% amongst African American families, share of families headed by a single parents. Okay, we in the lead. Hispanics and whites. Look at the whites. The whites are coming up too. And believe me, there's an attack on whites. Okay, the higher whites that you're speaking of, they're attacking the real whites that's down here with us. Yeah, they're attacking the real whites, and blacks like yourself with the anger will agree with the word racism and take it as if no, not you. I'm just talking about other blacks, John. I think you know what I'm talking about. But the blacks, okay, you know what I'm talking about. Put these back on. Oh yeah, I see now. The Asians is doing. Look, they down 20%. Okay. All right. So let's go to a quick commercial real quick. We're gonna wrap this up. It's been some great stuff, and I gotta show you something. Let's roll this clip right here. Here's a sound bite. Pay attention to this. Here you go, Kufu. Here you go, John. So, as you can see, there's killings that cops do to unarmed whites, and the information never gets out there. People tweet about it. Why is this not mainstream? Okay, huh? Why is this not mainstream? Huh? Why are they scooting this in the back? Anything you got to say about that? Anything I have to say about that? Oh, my bad. Hold on. There you go. So, a white cop killed a white cop. Killed a white. He was doing some illegal stuff. Shot at the police, and police shot him.
He did what he was supposed to do.
And that's what most encounters with the blacks are with guns, because
no. See.
killing each other. So what you think they're gonna kill a white man for? Because they all caught up in racism.
JP, you being very, very, very disingenuous right now. In that particular situation, the cop did exactly what he was supposed to do, and he should do that no matter who is in that situation. I don't care if it's a black, white, Chinese, or whatever. Give me a situation where a cop shoots an unarmed person, white, not doing anything, minding his business, on a routine traffic stop.
It may not happen at those particular details, but it happened.
You gave me an example of a situation that a cop should do every single time.
That's not the point. The point is, why
That is the point.
Why were the cops on you?
Why's the cops on me?
Yeah, like why the cops fucking with
Regardless of why they fucking with me, they could be fucking with me because they don't like black people. I don't know, but the point is, I don't deserve to die. Regardless of why they fucking with me. Maybe I was doing something. Maybe I was looking suspicious. But does that mean I should be shot and killed?
No, not at all.
Okay, that's the point. That's the point. You don't have all these stories with young white boys. You may find one here and there. And like I said, nothing is 100%. But I'm talking about the overwhelming majority of these shootings between white and black boys. There is a big difference in the number of shootings of unarmed black kids and unarmed white kids. That's the difference. Just because I was swerving or just because I may have some weed in the car or whatever does not give you the right to shoot me dead. And I don't have a weapon.
That does, right. I understand, but that doesn't happen all the time.
It happens more than enough. It shouldn't happen at all.
Yeah, it shouldn't happen at all. It's because this is what happens. The liberal media screw things up and they give it to us. They bake a cake real good and they give it to us, and we chew on it so much, man. We get so emotional to it. And we're attached to it.
You see how you deflect? You brought up the liberal media. When I'm talking about the police officers in question, it shouldn't happen at all. Meaning that the police officer who's responding to the call, who's having an interaction with black young men or black men period in general, should not be killing these young men if they unarmed. That's the point. I don't want to hear about no media. I don't want to hear about why was he stopping them in the first place. Who knows? Who knows why he was stopped? Maybe he was having a bad day. The cop was having a bad day. He ain't getting no ass last night. He pissed off. But that does not give him the right and the consent to shoot unarmed black men and women. Because now y'all starting to shoot women unarmed.
No, that incident that happened, that woman had a gun, and that's what's wrong, because everyone is on high alert. The police is on high alert with the blacks, and the blacks is on high alert with each other. They're not overcoming the anger that they have inside. Once you overcome the anger, you'll be able to see clearly that it's just that individual that's making that evil attack. It has nothing to do with a collective thing. Let me get to, and the reason why I say that the blacks are, they say Nelson report confirms blacks watch more TV than any other group. Okay, it's the Nelson report. It's 2013, but it's still the same right now. Okay, let's see if y'all can see it. Can y'all see it? Yeah, I see it.
I can see it.
All right, hold on. Let me get to the part. 37% more TV than any other demographic. Researchers predict the blacks' buying power will rise to 1.3 trillion by the 2017. Consumers spend a lot of money, $7 billion in TV, magazine, internet, and radio ads, just to get us to spend some money. So it's not it's the TV. Look, it's becoming a TV now, right? As soon as you see something, you run and go get it and go buy it or spend it up, right? So, I mean, if we had the power, and these numbers are high, trillions of dollars to do anything, and most of us, we spending it on, other ethnic groups that's running the community, which we can run it too. We can get the paper just like they signed and got the papers and got a loan and shit like that. The Chinese people that's not from here, the way they did it, it's the same way we can do it. Same thing. It happens the same way. We just don't think about the business way. We always think about, oh damn, why they ain't just give it to us? God damn it. Well, why the hell they ain't just give it to us? Shit, we done all this 150 years ago. I want what I did right now. Okay? I mean, I want what I did I want what my ancestors did 150 years ago. But that's not gonna work. You're able to do it yourself. And look, it is getting late, guys. I mean, we've been on this thing for a long time. And whenever we're on here, we always like to end with, whenever we have a white and a black on board, we want to leave out with one question that you would want to ask a white, and a white one question that you would want to ask a black, that you ever wanted to ask. You always wanted to know this. You always wanted to know this. Like I said, this platform is a learning, educational tool for us to learn to how each other from a different culture thinks, and also what we can use to bring together into reality, which we have control over. The past doesn't exist. The future doesn't exist. You cannot go back in time and to fix anything. You cannot go in the future to prepare for anything. Life is in the now, and it's what you can control right now. That's the life. Those are the moments that you enjoy. Those are the moments that you can control. So once you know that and not looking out for the angry way, you will become one with yourself and to manifest everything throughout the universe. And you can make that happen. Anyone can make it happen. They got motherfuckers, they got Chinese people flying now, man. And they saying the blacks not with it. Man, come on, man. They doing all types of stuff. And shout out to because Master P, he really opened my eyes when he came out with that ice cream. I was like, whoa. He got it. My Master P has his own ice cream. And it's amazing that No Limit he had built into something that he can give back to his family. And he did something with the money, because most people that did, that made it like that, they messed up the money, man. It fell off, but he kept it together and also kept other people together. And that's what made him last longer in the game. I want to give thanks to all of my participants today. We got Joe.
Yeah, I appreciate you having me again.
We got John Kufu in the building.
Of course. I'm always gonna be here.
You know what I'm saying? Kufu probably rolling the day right now, but we thank Kufu. Kufu is great.
Unmute him.
Yeah, he is muted.
Nah, he muted. He probably went to go roll the J soon. But yeah, so let me play this last clip, and this is for everyone. I want everyone to be involved in this. This is our next project that we have. We're having a digital escape tour. And right now we're trying to do something really for the community. I mean, of people, the community of people, the unity of people, to do something together, to bond with each other. You know what I'm saying? To get to know each other. Most of these motherfuckers might be lawyers or something. Blacks always talking about, damn, man, I'm fucked up. Yeah, because all the black people you hanging with, you ain't got no white friends. All them black people you hanging with ain't got no credentials. And you over there talking about and blaming on that. You get you some white friends, man. Get you some white buddies. Get you some buddies. Okay. Let me play this clip for you. And awesome clip, man. Awesome clip. And since we run out of time, I had 2 clips to play. But I know the people probably getting tired. But we do got some great stuff, man. Let me show you this. Show y'all this real quick. Just stick around. Stick around. Y'all ain't got shit to do tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Y'all ain't got nothing to do tomorrow. I gotta work tomorrow. I know you can stay up. You know what I'm saying? All right. So let me get this for y'all real quick. Okay. Okay, this lady right here, right? She's 71. She has more sense than most of y'all today. This is when she was talking about the shots, okay? She had lost her friends and stuff like that, you know, to her shot, you know, because, I mean, not losing her friends, but, you know, they disassociated themselves with her. It was real fucked up, man. Check this out, man. It's real fucked up. It's fucked up, dog. It's fucked up, dog. They did the way they did it, homegirl, like that. Who are you voting for this next one? Trump. That's right. That's right. Oh, hello there. You know who this is. JPTV. I have a great friend of mine.
I'm 71.
She looks great.
Thank you, Tracy. No.
Why? Why you not getting? Why not?
I don't believe it's safe.
Who passed away several days after getting her second Moderna vaccine. Family says the mother and grandmother was healthy before she got her shot and that her sudden death came as a shock.
But everybody is getting it and they're saying, oh, I'm okay. You can get it too.
They haven't experienced yet the long-term effects of the shot. And why get a shot? What do they need a shot for? I haven't seen any sickness really.
Did you grow up off of vaccines before?
As a child, I took vaccination, yes. When I was a kid.
And guys, the reason why I'm talking like that to her because she has a hearing impaired. Her hearing is impaired, so she has to read my lips. So that's why I'm trying to talk as clear as I can. And she been reading lips for a minute, so she know. It's crazy. She know exactly what I was saying too. It tripped me out.
Read and study, read and study, read.
Let me back that up. Vaccines before? Because she said, yeah, she used to as a child.
Yes. When I was able to read and study, read and study, read.
When I was able to read and study. And once you read and study, you'll find out that systemic and all them isms and deadbeat daddyisms and all this stuff right there, it don't exist.
Study, that I became uncomfortable about vaccination and children. People don't read much. It relieves my appetite a great deal. It's cut me off from friends. It made me uncomfortable to be out in public. I see people turning away from me, avoiding me, covering their face, pulling their children back, things like that.
Did you lose any friends?
They became unavailable, I could say that. They didn't turn against me, but they became unavailable. Sometimes they're protecting someone, feel they need to protect someone in their family.
Oh, I'm not gonna play the whole clip. I want to just let y'all know that to think for yourselves because there are people out here that's trying to push you to get this vaccine as this is a badge of honor or something like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's crazy, man. Thank you. We really appreciate that. Yeah, thank you. You're gonna always get some type of work. Okay, this is what's going on right here. This is the last video right here on the play. And we out of here, folks. It's the last one. Stick around for this one. This one I'm gonna need your help with. I'm actually looking for a sponsor, some business that can back us on this. And this is a great deal, something that we as adults have to get past, because we have to pass the discipline to our kids. You know what I'm saying? On how to get away from this. And this is what I'm speaking of. Apart from cancer risk, mobile phones influence our nervous systems. They may cause headaches, decreased attention, shortness of temper, sleep disorder, and depression, mostly amongst teenagers. Study also shows that digital eye strain is caused as well. Well, as you can see, we as adults or parents should implement positive influences for our kids. I'm putting together a 24-hour digital escape tour. 24 hours without your phone. Do it. Yeah, that was lovely, by the way. Yeah, so we putting together a digital escape tour challenge, 24-hour challenge that you would get rid of your phone. And lately I've been hearing, oh, I can't, gotta work. Well, look, don't even get involved. Okay, look, okay. All right, cool. We got that. But the ones that who can give it up for a day, that's what we're going to do. We're going to get away from that. It caused us so much. It was so much fun we used to have without the internet. So much fun. We used to get along. The communication was popping. You know, we used to knock on the doors, ask for ketchup and shit like that. Now motherfuckers lazy. They Uber ketchup, or they need some free packages. They order some fries or something. You know what I'm saying? Instead of going next door to borrow some sugar or something like that. You know what I'm saying? It used to be tight back in the day without the internet. So we're gonna relive that in 24 hours. We also gonna have small challenges within that large challenge. For example, we're gonna get someone to, oh no, I can't tell you everything. No, I'll tell you this one. Okay, I'll tell you this one. We're going to get someone to rent a bike for us. You know, you need a phone to do that. So we're going to try different things, but not use our phone. Matter of fact, we're going to all start at this location, right? And I'm not going to get the location out right now, but we're going to start at this location, right? You know, so everyone who want to get involved, y'all get in touch with me. You see the name right there, at Brother JP Fitness 7. What you want to do? If you want to get involved, you go ahead and DM me. This is a global thing, okay? This is going to be big, because at the end of the day, we're going to designate one day that we just get away from our phone. Once the adults know how to do that, then the kids know how to do it. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna put us in this little escape room type of feeling challenge, okay? And we're gonna do it on the date is June 19th. So it's going to be Juneteenth Day. And we're going to be rolling around everywhere, just documenting stuff, but we're not going to use our phone. I'm going to have my camera to document, but that's about it. The phones will be locked up somewhere, okay? So that's the digital escape tour. And in addition to that, I'm also looking for a business, you know, black business, white business, whatever businesses out there that want to back us on this, you know what I'm saying? We can go ahead and get what's needed, okay? And it'll be a great thing for you, for us to promote your business as well on a platform, okay? Where some people can get involved and in tune with. All right. So, anything that you guys want to say, man? Just chop it up with each other. Anything you want to say, buddies?
I mean, pretty much I said what I had to say. You hear me? Okay. Yeah, I pretty much said what I had to say. I just want to let Joe know this wasn't hate, man. I don't hate you, man. It's just, yeah, it's nothing like that, you know. But that's just how I see. That's how I see the world, you know. So I just want to let you know I'm not attacking you or attacking white folks. That's just my perspective on how I see.
Yes. Oh, look, I forgot, guys. Oh, my bad. I got you on home. My bad.
I'm muted. No, I definitely appreciate that. This has been a really good conversation, and I'm glad we got to know each other a little bit. I mean, those are some things you don't tell a lot of people, I mean, on the street, so you got to have a conversation with them, which is like the main reason I come over here is because it's stimulating. It's not something that we do every day, but it's something we should do every day. It's helpful to everybody. I think to solidify the United States of America and Americans, to make us a better country, to make our kids have a better country, we got to talk to each other. We got to turn our TVs off. Like stop taking my orders from the TV, which I'm never going to do again. And the president can't tell me who I can like, who I can't like, who to be, who not to be. We're gonna decide that on our own as Americans. So this is where it starts. We start just by talking to people here. We talk in the gym. We talk online. Whatever we got to say, we'll say it. And that should never be stopped. That should never be stifled. No one should be canceled for that. We're here, my opinion, your opinion, and I hope that we get to know each other a little bit better after that.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Fire, y'all.
Oh, we live.
Okay, so these are the instructions, right? This is $50 on the line, okay?
$100,
okay?
C-note.
$100. A whole
$100.
C-note, right? You got to hit the baloney and touch baloney. Hit baloney, touch baloney.
Hit baloney, touch baloney.
So
One
hit
shot.
it, and then I gotta touch it.
Here we go.
She keep asking me for instructions.
Ew.
Okay.
Said hit it and touch it.
Right, I said do what now? I said, what was the instructions?
You said hit it and touch it.
This is it right here, everyone. This is it. Okay, got the dart.
If you fucking
see
walk
the
up
baloney.
to the baloney.
All right, hit baloney, touch baloney.
No, get out of here.
You lost.
JP's from the JP's total Texas.
That's why I come every week, man. It's worth it. It's all worth it.